Welcome to A Slice of Therapy. This podcast was created with Anchor. And if you've not heard of Anchor, let me explain. It's free. It's a really easy way to make a podcast. And it helps me because I can just do this every day directly into my phone, because there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. So if you fancy making a podcast too, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Now, I've talked before on this podcast about the level of misinformation that there is around meditation. What a lot of people think, what I thought meditation was that you sit there for extended lengths of time with your eyes closed and a completely blank mind. And it's not that at all. All that meditation basically is the practice of learning how to focus your own attention. The point is not to have a blank mind. In fact, I can pretty much guarantee that when you meditate, you won't have a blank mind. What will happen instead is that you will try to focus on your breath, for instance, and then your mind will wander away, because that's what minds do. And the point of meditation is to catch your mind when it does it and redirect your focus back to the breath. And it's that practice, it's that repetition of first spotting that your attention has drifted and then bringing your attention back, and then it wanders, and then you spot that it's wandered, and then you bring your attention back. It's that repetition of practice of noticing that your mind is somewhere other than where you wanted to focus on and bringing it back again to the breath. That is almost like, when you're doing a dumbbell and you're lifting the weight up to your shoulder and back down again. It's that practice, the moving away from focus, the spotting it and bringing it back. And it's that, not clear mind, because that's pretty much impossible. It's that process of catching your own attention and choosing where you're going to select to place your attention that is the actual practice of meditation. And it is a practice because the whole point is that it's like training, basically. That's what I mean by practice. It's a training. You're training yourself to be able to choose where to put your own focus, to choose where to place your own attention. So if you want to do this, but something distracting is happening, you can actually have a muscly focus to such an extent that it's strong enough to be able to put your attention where you want. And likewise, if you have a situation in life and it feels like it's emotionally reactive, even amidst the distraction of everything that's going on inside of you, your focus will be so well trained that you can actually decide to focus your attention on something that's going to be more resourceful. And so that's what it's for. And in fact, you don't even need to be sat there with your eyes closed, focusing on your breath. The only reason why meditators advise people to focus on the breath is because it's really portable. Like, no matter where you are, you can focus on your breath. If a meditation teacher said, focus on an apple, and there's not an apple in the room, well, what would you do? And so they instead say, focus on your breath. But in actual fact, meditation can happen even when you're walking around. Meditation can happen just in your daily life, because all it requires is for you to choose a focus, and it could be a thought that you want to focus on. It could be an object. It could be a sound. It could be something inside your own body, like your own breath. It doesn't actually matter what it is. As long as you pick some sort of focus and have chosen to select you've selected to put your attention on that focus, then all that you need to do, whether your eyes are closed, whether you're sat still, whether you're walking about, is to notice every time you move away from the focus, and you will, and then bring it back again. And that is like you lifting a dumbbell and putting it back down. So it's actually a success every time you spot yourself losing the focus, because it's the act of catching that and bringing it back. So I mentioned before, you could focus on an apple. So I just had breakfast. I was sat there at my breakfast table. Opposite me was an apple. I could have easily seen it was in my environment, just decided to focus on the apple. And in fact, I tried that out. I'm going to focus on that apple. And of course, what happened is I started looking out of the window after about 10 seconds. But then, of course, I realised, I'm looking out the window. And then I focused my attention back again on the apple. And this is the process. And you don't have to sit there with your eyes closed doing it. You can do, it's quite relaxing. But meditation is really focus training. And if you think of meditation instead, if you don't like the word meditation, if it has other kind of connotations for you, drop the word. It's focus training, just like people do muscle training by lifting weights and putting them down again. Focus training, your weight is noticing when your focus moves away from the thing that you've selected your attention to be on and bringing it back again. And that's all it is. And so you can do focus training. You can train your own attention wherever you are, whenever you want. And you could decide to focus on a thought, an object, a sound, something going on in your own body like the breath. Doesn't really matter what it is or what you're doing. You can do focus training wherever and whenever you want. So if you find this helpful, and of course there's lots of benefits of being able to train your own attention so that you can choose where you focus your attention rather than letting the distractions of life or emotional reactivity choose that for you. Then if you find this idea helpful, then please do pass it on. You can subscribe to this podcast as well, wherever you get the podcasts. It's completely free. You can see them on video at psychotherapy.com. And you could work with me one-to-one if you'd like to. I'm Alun Parry. And you can find out more at liverpoolpsychotherapy.co.uk. Thanks for listening, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another one.